Hi guys. Oh, should I use this light? Maybe I should. No. Yes. Yes. No.
I'm running through your nigga house like a Tomb Raider. You gotta pass around, nigga, he a hot potato. I told him eat it or get out, that's your ultimatum.
Hey guys, welcome back to For Real's Drama. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, I know it's been a while, but I'm gonna be posting more consistently. I promise. I promise. Your girl is sick right now, but like I feel like I should do a very important video, and my important video today is gonna be on cultural shocks I experienced moving to the US. Yes, for those guys who know me, I'm Ugandan. I grew up in Tanzania, but I'm Ugandan, and I moved to America 3 years ago for school, and I've been here since. I haven't gone back home. So let me tell you the 10 or not even 10, like a list of stuff that happened that had to make me accustomed to the American lifestyle. Okay, number one, the first thing that caught my attention was the weather. I came here during the summer, and when I landed, it was so hot. Now, most people here have this stereotype, oh Ria, you're African, you should be used to the weather. I grew up in Arusha, Tanzania. In Arusha, for those people who grew up in Tanzania, you know what I mean. Arusha, Tanzania. I grew up in Arusha. It was cold. Why? Because we were next to Mount Meru. Mount Meru is a mountain, and it was cold throughout the year. Like basically 8 to 9 months out of the year, it's cold. And then when it would get hot, it would get to like 76, 77. It was never like 95 degrees, 100 degrees. But people had this stereotype that, oh, you're African, you should be used to this heat. But that's something different. So I came, and the weather is completely different. So guys who are back home, you know that the weather is the same. If it rains, it rains. If it's hot or cold, it's cold. But like it starts getting dark every day at around 6, 7. Well, here it's not like that. So during summer usually starts towards the end of May. Like it starts getting warm in a sense towards the end of May. May, June, July, August, that's when is it spring, summer starts. Okay, so the weather be starting to get really cold towards the end of September, October, November. Then it just starts freezing out of nowhere. Like it gets really cold, extremely cold. Like I fell in the snow the day before 2 days before Christmas. There's a bus stop behind my apartment, and there's like a hill. So I was going down the hill, and I slid. Like I fell from the top going down to the bottom. I just slid. I tried standing up so many times, and people were at the bus stop right next to the hill, and they were laughing at me because I fell. That's how bad it is. It gets icy, it gets really cold. As you can hear, I'm congested because I'm sick. I had a very bad cough. So bad to the point my roommate Naomi had to give me a cough mixture. So yeah, so the weather be fluctuating. It's not like steady like how it is back home. It's either very hot or very cold. So you have basically it's just summer and winter. Yes, there's spring, there's fall, but I don't even consider spring and fall. It's just summer, winter, extremely hot, extremely cold, and then very few days where it's just normal regular temperature. Then the second thing, number 2, that really shocked me is the cost of living here. Things are expensive. $100 can go just like that here. Yet $100 back home can pay your rent for a month. $100 is what I use for my skincare. You'll be shocked. And that's even like cream alone. My moisturizing cream can go up to $18. That's how much some people get paid a month back home, what I use on my moisturizing cream. And taxes, they really don't joke about taxes here. It's not like back home you can have a small business and you make your money. No, they don't joke about taxes here. You will get arrested and go to jail if you don't pay your taxes for a certain period of time. You will go to jail. They don't joke about their taxes. Education here though is free, and primary, like in secondary, like middle school, high school, depending if the kids don't go to a private school. But like, if you're going to public, but then university is where people start spending money, and I feel like it's unnecessary money, because why is somebody paying $30,000, $40,000, and then that does not include textbooks? You have to buy textbooks out of pocket, and all that stuff. So basically, it's like you're paying $1,000 per class if you count the amount of classes you're taking. That includes housing. Then they also add, that's like the tuition aspect. They haven't added like the housing and the food. So yeah, things are expensive here, like renting an apartment. Like, look, I'm going to grad school next year. I'm graduating in May, praise be to God. And I was looking at apartment prices for where I want to move to, and the cheapest apartment I could see was $1,600. That's the cheapest, and it's in some ghetto ass neighborhood. Yet you know what $1,600 can get you back home. The house that I grew up in Arusha, it was a 4-bedroom house with a garden in the middle, a garden in the back. We had a huge patio, we had a basement and a garage, and my grandmother was paying $700 for that house. But then here, $1,600 just gets you like a studio, a small studio in some place, and getting like a really nice place to live is just not as easy, especially also if you don't have good credit. Now in America, they have this thing about a credit score. I started building my credit score, and let me tell you, you need to have financial literacy and you need to have discipline. Those are the two things you need to have before you open a credit card account. Because if you have a credit card and you just use it for dumb stuff, you're going to get into bad credit. When you want to buy a house, you won't be able to buy a house. When you want to take out loans for, let's say, starting a business or funding your school, or like just doing stuff, you won't be able to. Like credit, you reach a particular age, and I've reached that age here where you can't do anything in this country if you don't have credit. So the cost of living here is no joke. And then people who want to know what credit is basically when consumers or like lenders want to see how good you are when it comes to paying back loans. So when you get a credit card, let me give you an example. You have a limit of $500. Consumers, like, let's say, I forgot the name of the lenders, the thingy, like let's say TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, yeah, they're the ones who manage the credits, the credit companies, the main credit companies, and they manage your credit score. The highest credit score is at 850, and the lowest one is at 0. Good credit starts from 694, and still you can't even get approved on a lot of stuff with a credit score of 694. But then that's like good; it's considered good. So when you have a credit card and they give you a limit of like $500, and you use up all that $500 and you don't pay it back in time, it will show the consumers that you don't know how to pay back your money when you take out loans. So that's why they want to see like if you're disciplined enough. That's what I'm saying. When you get a credit card, you need to be disciplined. So when I got my first credit card, I was playing around. My credit score went down to 523. I didn't pay off my credit card for like 6 months. I don't know what my problem was. Now bringing it back, now my credit score is in the 700s. It was a hustle building my credit score back up. It was really hard because you paid back, something happens, you use it again. So that's why you need to have the discipline to make sure you don't use your credit score. Let me even stop talking about credit scores, because I just got a message about my credit score like a day ago and I haven't even opened it. That's how stressful it is. So yeah, that just sums up about cost of living. And I'm gonna go to number 3, culture. I don't know how to say this. The American culture is not like how it is back home. America is like a fusion of different cultures at once. But as an African, if you come here, you will basically see the fusion of very many different cultures forms the American culture, if you get what I'm saying. So as an African who is here in America, you meet different people. Like I live in a house where I live with Jamaicans, I live with Haitians, I live with Trinidadians, I live with who is also black, and then there's me. I'm African and I'm an American too. Everybody is big, so it's not like back home you be in a dorm and everybody's just from like the same place. No, you meet like people from very many places. There's a lot of diversity, and you learn people's different cultures. Like I've eaten Jamaican rice and peas. Recently I got introduced to sorrel, and then now I've introduced My roommates know about ugali, they know about Nigerian food. So the thing is about the culture, like as I said, the American culture, it's one culture that's formed by different cultures because of how like you intertwine and you mix stuff together. Like let's say people celebrate there's the Hispanic Heritage Month, people celebrate it here. People don't do those things back home. Like the only thing that people do back home is they celebrate like people's religion. Like back home, everybody will celebrate Eid, everybody will celebrate Christmas. But here, that's totally different. People celebrate culture, they're celebrating religion. So the culture here, it's like very diverse. You will learn a lot of stuff, and not only will you learn from people about people's culture, people will learn from you. They will learn a lot of, like I've learned a lot of stuff. Like you live with people, you hear words. Like I know there are certain words I hear people saying, and I'm like, oh, I know this person is from here. There are certain words people hear me say, and they're like, oh, I know this girl is African. But then there's some people who are just dumb. They're just illiterate. There's a difference between not understanding someone's culture and then just being dumb. You're going to come to America and meet people who are just stupid. And I'm not trying to be mean. You're going to meet people who are just literally just stupid, who don't understand the difference who don't understand that there are people who are not American. Like they think everybody should be American. I remember working at some place and some lady asked me, oh, so this is your accent, where are you from? I said, I'm Uganda. Then she's like, oh, why don't you speak American? And I looked at this lady and I'm like, this lady's in her 40s. Why is she asking me if I can speak American? Because they're so used to their own. They're so used to being in their bubble. And then that's when I'm going to talk about number 4. People here are just built different. It's either they like you, you like them, they don't like you, you don't like them. And everybody here like sticks to themselves in a sense, like it's you and yourself against the world. There's no like community building in a sense. Like back home, you remember there's a saying that it takes a village to raise a child. Back home, like everybody knows what's going on. Here, you have to deal with yourself. Like you have to deal with your problems. Like in America, you are forced to be independent. I came here, I got my first job when I was 19. You'll find people here working from the age of 16 years old. Working. And I came and I'm like, why is a 16-year-old working? But then when you come here and you look at the dynamics, they make these 16-year-olds work so they're mature, so that like when they come to college, they know what it is that they want. Like they're always moving at a very fast pace. People in America moving here at a very, very fast pace. Although at the same time, just because they're moving at a very fast pace, they are still comfortable. Let me give you an example. Do you know how many times people have told me, oh Ria, why is it that you have 2 jobs? Why is it that you're going to school? You know, you can just take some time off and then work. Like they will literally try and convince you that school is a second option. But you know, where we come from as Africans, school is everything. Like academic validation at its finest. I was literally in the hospital the other day because I had almost a nervous breakdown. Anxiety level was high because I was worried about my school. So you meet people here who are just like fast-paced, very fast-paced. They know what they want, but they also don't know what they want. And they will see you as a person and they'll be like, oh, why are you doing this? And then there's this thing that I literally had this discussion at work the other day, and people are like, Ria, how do you do it? How do you have? I haven't had like 2 jobs that much this semester, but like last year I had 2 jobs. I was in class, I was going to class, I was always doing my assignments, and they're like, Ria, how do you do it? Then I'm like, it's a work ethic. Because one thing you can say about Africans, when they work, they really do work. Because yes, you don't see like people who are 16, 17 working in like big offices or like big retail jobs back home, but you do see people working. Like I went to boarding school. I was in boarding school for 7 years. That's character development. Up by 4, in bed by 9:30. You have 30 minutes to do this. You have to clean, you have to do your work. So I came with that routine here, and that's the thing they don't do here. Boarding school is basically for like rich people. I hear that if you go to boarding school you have money, yet back home it's the norm. So like people here are basically built differently. They're built to do stuff at a fast-paced rate, but then it doesn't mean that they're, well, how should I say this? What word should I use? I can't think of a word, but you get what I'm saying after like this whole explanation. Like people here are built different. Like they're built to be comfortable in what they know. Exactly. Americans are built to be comfortable in what they know. Me, on the other hand, because I'm African, I'm built to strive for different stuff. I want to do like a lot of stuff. But then not all Americans are like that, and it also depends, as I said, on culture, like how people are raised. Like you can find people are raised by like let's say you can find like Nigerians who grew up here in in America. Their work ethic is completely different because of their parents. Their parents are back home. You can find Caribbeans here, like let's say person like from Jamaica. They don't act like, you can tell, like, you can tell that this person is American, but like they have like some Caribbean or some African like descent in the way they work because of how they were raised. Like the work ethic is completely different. And like you meet people from like different places. Then I want to talk about one critical thing that really messed up my head, that even till now I have gastritis and ulcers, is the food. I do not, and I repeat, do not like the food in this country. I do not like, and I'm saying this with passion, I'm saying this with anger, I'm saying this with pain. I don't like the food in this country. I don't like it at all. The pork, I can't even make pork the way I want to make pork. The pork, it's just not the same. Even the beef that I want to make, like, it's just not the same. Like, they sell meat in supermarkets here. Back home we go to the butcher, they sell meat in supermarkets here. I just can't, like, I just can't. So like, there's a lot of preservatives in the food. Like literally whenever they're advertising meat or like stuff, they always have to stress the fact that this is organic, this has no preservatives. Like they literally have to stress. And I learned this in a nutrition class when this lady said she did research in an African country. I forgot what African country it was, and she said when she came here she noticed Americans like stressing the fact that their foods don't have preservatives because they know the preservatives are like they put a lot of preservatives in their food. But like back home it's different. Back home food is cooked with nice seasonings, nice spices. But then when you come here as an African, if you want to eat good food, you'll have to look for specific places. It's not like back home where you eat like just everybody cooks the same. No, you have to look for specific places. You have to look for like a Jamaican restaurant. When I came here, there was this restaurant called Irie Vibes. I ate that Jamaican food for God knows how long, till when I sat down with Jamaicans told me that's not even how like our typical Jamaican food. Then I found this other restaurant called On West, a Dominican restaurant. I always get food from there. So when I don't want to cook, I either order from the Nigerian restaurant or the Jamaican restaurant downtown, or the Dominican restaurant, or I just cook myself because I can cook. Yeah, so the food here, it really does disturb you. So for example, you come straight onto campus and you're staying in like dorms where you don't have a kitchen. You have to survive on dining hall food. You go to the dining hall, the rice is hard, the beans have no salt, the meat is hard, there's no gravy, the fries are just regular fries. It's not like somebody who keeps on cooking, so you keep on eating the same food that has just been fried with refined oils. It's not like proper food. And then that started affecting my stomach. Now I have gastritis that's gonna take 1 year to treat. I'm on serious medication. Like I have to take like 5 different medications a day just to treat my stomach. And then now I also have to go to get tested and see if I have ulcers. So that's how the food really like affects you. And then the other thing is the education system. Now back home the way we pay for school fees, and then the way we have nursery, primary, secondary, then there's Form 1 till Form 4, Form 5 till Form 6, then we have university. Here it's more or less the same, but they call it different stuff. They call it kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, high school, university. Yeah, that's how it is. Then as you have primary, secondary, uni. Now the difference between back here, the university is back home, and here is back home. You have to do for example, if your program is 4 years, you have to do it in 4 years. Here you can speed it up. Like I did my I did my school, instead of 4, I did it in 3. I'm graduating in May next year. So you can speed it up. There you can't speed it up. You have to be in school for 4 years. Here you can take extra classes in a semester. You can do minimum of 12, maximum of 12 credits, maximum of 18 credits. Then you can do winter classes. I'm taking 2 winter classes right now. Then you can do summer classes. I took 6 summer classes. I do not advise for you to take 6 summer classes if you're not ready for it. But like, yeah, you speed up the process, you go. The education system here is better. That's one thing I'm not going to deny. It's much better here. But, you know, regardless of the fact, it's expensive. Like, it's just expensive, especially if you're an out-of-state student. Even in-state students are still complaining about how expensive their school is. So yeah, that's just basically about the education system. All in all, coming to America has defined me as a person. Coming here as an African, fresh off the boat, I had to mature really fast. As I said, people here are fast-paced, but they're still comfortable. I'm not a person who gets, I'm not a type of person who like does something and gets too comfortable. I don't believe in ever getting too comfortable, because if you ever get too comfortable, you slow down. So I just like modernizing and broadenizing myself and my knowledge. So coming here, like, I had to grow up. I had to get a job because there's bills. I had to get a credit card because I had to build my credit, because you need to like buy stuff, as I said. I had to come to school, do school early, like finish school early, so that I don't pay all that money and I can work and make money. I had to find now that I have a kitchen, I'll start cooking food that can make me happy. Because let me tell you, at the end of the day, this thing of food, this thing of the different cultures, the pace, the people can affect you as a person, and you can get like really sick. So as you can see with my stomach, so I just had to like, you know, get used to this and like assimilate. Like, don't forget where you come from, but like assimilate to this culture. So that's what I've basically done. These are the cultural shocks that have really shocked me, and they still do shock me till today. But like, yeah, wherever you're going, whether it's Europe, whether it's Asia, it means you're basically getting out of your comfort zone, so you should be proud of that. But like, it's not easy. I don't blame anyone. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just know you'll get used to it with time. I'm already used to this shit. I'm already used to it. Or this thing, it's already tiring. I'm already used to it. Like, as we speak right now, I'm looking for another job. I've been looking for another job, and like, I was at the mall today, and I got like took my resume, CV to like 5 different places, and somebody already called me, and I'm calling other people, because like, once you come here and you get a taste of your own money, like making your own money, you'd want to always work and make your own money. Especially as an African, you're already planning in your head what you can do with that money, because you know what it can do back home. You're already saying, okay, I can do this, this, and this, and this, and this back home. So yeah, those are just basic cultural shocks that have shocked me as a person. Everybody has their own individual preferences. But anyways, I'm going to go eat, because I'm sick. But thank you so much for tuning into For Real's Drama. Please subscribe for more. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have the wonderful rest of your season. By the way, my birthday was on the 24th. Bye.